They make $1 billion a year, it comes in the press, everyone thinks HFT makes money. Not all HFTs make the same money every year.
सेबी का पेपर आ रहा है एल्गो ट्रेडिंग पे, रिटेलर्स को एक्सेस मिल रहा है एल्गो ट्रेडिंग, तो क्या चेंज होने वाला है?
But just understand this, in the whole world, whether you go to a casino or whether you go to Dream11, most retail always lose money.
Yes.
That is primarily driven by their sentiments. Algos, if anything, are removing the sentiments or reducing them to a large extent.
So the retail trader, if I'm moving towards AI-based trading or algorithmic trading, as a retailer, is it possible to compete with these big institutions?
With AI, the difference of intelligence and processing and analytics and insights that a fund manager has and that I have will be reduced to dramatically zero eventually. जैसे 10 साल पहले था मोबाइल ऐप सबके पास नहीं थी, आज मोबाइल ऐप के बिना नो ब्रोकर कैन एग्जिस्ट. नेक्स्ट 5 years back everything will be AI.
What happened with Knight Capital, like they had some algo error and that like basically the company went bankrupt. So what are the risks you see of using AI in algorithmic trading? Does the human intervention needs to be there? Hello everyone, welcome to A to Z of Algo Trading. कहते हैं स्टॉक मार्केट इज़ अ बैटल फील्ड एंड AI इज़ द न्यू वेपन. एंड आज मेरे साथ एक ऐसे व्यक्ति है हु इज़ यूजिंग दिस वेपन इफेक्टिवली. लेट मी वेलकम कुणाल ननवानी, हु इज़ co-founder of Utrade Algos and is a pioneer in algorithmic trading and has been using Algos since its inception, and he is building Utrade Algos and how Utrade Algos is helping retailers to get access to AI and algorithmic trading. Hi Kunal.
Hi, pleasure to be here.
सो कुणाल, एल्गोस की दिन रात बातें हो रही है, जैसे जैसे AI में इतनी सारी चीज़ें हो रही है. बिफोर यू वेंचर इनटू दैट, आई वांट टू नो फॉर अ रिटेल ट्रेडर व्हाट इज़ एल्गो ट्रेडिंग, कि होता क्या है, बिकॉज लोगों को इतना कन्फ्यूजन है एल्गोस के बारे में. सो व्हाट एग्जैक्टली एल्गो ट्रेडिंग इज एंड हाउ डिड यू स्टार्ट योर जर्नी इन एल्गोरिथमिक ट्रेडिंग?
So algo trading is basically when you don't have to do any trading manually. So as an example, the simplest algo in the world is that you buy a stock low and you sell it at a high price. 15-20 years ago, if you had to do this trade, you had to sit in front of the screen, track the price. आपने 100 रुपये पे शेयर लिया, 110 पे गया तो आपने बेच दिया, या फिर आपने 100 पे लिया और वो 98 पे आया तो आपने स्क्वायर ऑफ कर दिया, आपका नहीं चला. ये करने के लिए आपको 9:30 से 3:30 मार्केट में स्क्रीन के आगे बैठना पड़ता था, मैनुअली आप बाय सेल करते थे. एल्गोरिदम से ये हुआ है, ये प्राइस मूवमेंट अगर आप पहले बता दें, ट्रिगर इनपुट दे दें, तो एल्गोरिदम अपने आप ही बाय सेल कर देगा, आपको स्क्रीन के आगे बैठने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. दिस इज़ व्हाट एल्गो ट्रेडिंग इज़, विच ऑटोमेट्स ट्रेडिंग बेस्ड ऑन सम इनपुट एंड मूविंग मार्केट पैरामीटर्स. कैन बी मार्केट प्राइस, कैन बी वॉल्यूम, कैन बी टेक्निकल इंडिकेटर्स, कैन बी एनीथिंग. ये सबसे बेसिक एल्गो है. सो जैसे जैसे आप ऑटोमेट करते जाते हैं वैसे ही आप अपनी ट्रेडिंग को ज़्यादा एफिशिएंट कर सकते हैं. You can do better risk management because you don't get emotional about your algorithm is never emotional. It will do what it's told. अगर मैंने 100 रुपये पे शेयर लिया, 98 पे गया तो मेरा दिल करेगा शायद आ जाए वापस, क्यों लॉस लेना है, और वो फिर मैं 95 या 90 पे ही क्लोज करता हूँ. बट एल्गोरिदम 98 पे करके आएगा, तो वो मेरा जो 2 रुपये का नुकसान हो सकता था वो मैनुअली करता तो शायद 5-10 रुपये का हो जाता. सो देर आर बेनिफिट्स टू दैट इन टर्म्स ऑफ रिस्क मैनेजमेंट. इट फॉलोज द पैटर्न वॉट एवर यू डिफाइन. And algorithm is essentially just automating the trading based on your predetermined parameters. That is what algo trading is. मैंने अपनी जर्नी शुरू की थी 2005 में, अब ऑलमोस्ट 20 years ago. मैं लीमन ब्रदर्स में लंदन में मेरी फ़र्स्ट जॉब थी. वहाँ पे कुछ और काम करने के बाद मैं एल्गो ट्रेडिंग डेस्क पे आया था. वहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक ट्रेडिंग, DMA, हाई फ्रिक्वेंसी ट्रेडिंग तब होती थी 2005 में. तभी इंडिया में शुरू भी नहीं हुआ था, और तब से मैंने ये काम शुरू किया और देखा डेवलप्ड मार्केट्स में कैसे चलता है. तो इस तरह मैंने शुरू किया. फिर 5-6 साल के बाद मैं इंडिया आके मैंने 2011 में यूट्रेड शुरू की. यूट्रेड में हमने फिर एल्गो ट्रेडिंग का एक सॉफ्टवेयर बनाया और पूरी मार्केट में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किया. लास्ट 14 साल से यही कर रहे हैं हम. तो इस तरह से कुछ 20 साल का तजुर्बा है, कुछ चीज़ें देखी हैं, सीखी हैं.
थैंक यू कुणाल. आपने काफ़ी सिंपल तरीके से बताया कि एल्गो ट्रेडिंग होता क्या है. नाउ जस्ट बिल्डिंग ऑन टू दैट, आपने समझा एल्गो ट्रेडिंग इज़ बेसिकली रूल्स आपने बना लिए एंड वो ऑटोमेटिक ट्रेड करेगा. बट मुझे ये भी जानना है कि एल्गो ट्रेडिंग मैं समझ गया, व्हाट इज़ AI एंड व्हाट इज़ मशीन लर्निंग. लाइक आर दे टू सेम थिंग्स, डिफरेंट है, एंड इसका ट्रेडिंग में कैसे यूज़ हो रहा है?
सो एल्गो ट्रेडिंग हो गया रूल बेस्ड ट्रेडिंग,
Yes.
रूल्स आपने डिफाइन कर दिए. आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस इज़ बेसिकली, आज अगर मैं एल्गो ट्रेडिंग कर रहा हूँ तो मेरे अपनी ह्यूमन इंटेलिजेंस, बायोलॉजिकल इंटेलिजेंस, मेरे ब्रेन में 80 बिलियन न्यूरॉन्स हैं जिनके बीच में एक नेटवर्क है, जिसके बीच में मेरी सारी लर्निंग, एक्सपीरियंसेस, पैटर्न्स सब बने हुए हैं, आइडेंटिफिकेशन सब कुछ हो रहा है, एक्शंस, रिएक्शंस. जब ये हम अपने ब्रेन को हटाकर एक मशीन को हमने इतना सिखा दिया, ह्यूमंस की तरह इंटेलिजेंस सिखा दी, दैट इज़ व्हाट आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस इज. आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस इज मिमिकिंग ह्यूमन इंटेलिजेंस but artificially, because it's not biological. It is on the computer servers and chips and all that. So artificial intelligence is essentially replicating human intelligence as far as possible. In many ways it has gone beyond human intelligence also, but this is what artificial intelligence is. So essentially अगर आप AI और Algo को यूज़ करेंगे, AI आपको इनपुट देगा कि वो रूल्स क्या हैं, और Algos को एग्जीक्यूट करेगा बेस्ड ऑन द रूल्स. जैसे आज मैं ह्यूमन अपनी बायोलॉजिकल इंटेलिजेंस से करता हूँ, फ्यूचर में मैं एआई को डेलीगेट कर सकता हूँ कि इस तरह के रूल्स आप बनाओ, इस तरह के पैटर्न्स आइडेंटिफाई करो और अपने आप एल्गो से एग्जीक्यूट करा लो.
तो जो पैटर्न सपोज कोई नॉर्मल ट्रेडर मार्केट के ऑब्जर्वेशन से बोल रहा था कि अच्छा यहाँ पे बाई करना चाहिए 52 वीक हाई पे या 52 लो पे सेल करना चाहिए, ये एआई ऑटोमेटिकली उसको इनपुट्स देगा.
एआई कर सकता है, ये एआई दो काम कर सकता है. सो पहले तो ये आप ये समझिए, जैसे मान लीजिए मैं आज एक बहुत एक्सपीरियंस ट्रेडर हूँ, एग्जाम्पल, और आप मेरे असिस्टेंट, जूनियर असिस्टेंट ट्रेडर हैं, एग्जाम्पल, राइट. मैंने आपको बोला आप ना ये स्टडी कर लेना कि ये रिलायंस के स्टॉक में क्या हो रहा है या निफ्टी में क्या हो रहा है, और उसके बेसिस पे ना आप ऐसे ऐसे देख के कॉल पुट के कॉम्बिनेशंस बना के कुछ ट्रेडिंग कर लेना. तो मैंने आपको पार्टली व्यू दिया है, बट पार्टली आपके इंटेलिजेंस पे छोड़ा है कि आप अपने आप फिगर आउट करके फिर एल्गो से एग्जीक्यूट करा लो. मैनुअली करने की तो ज़रूरत नहीं है. एल्गो ट्रेडिंग तो इंडिया में 2010-11 से चल रहा है, अब सबके पास ही है, और अगस्त 2025 में रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स एंड ट्रेडर्स के लिए भी लीगल हो रहा है, कम्प्लीटली सेबी के रूल्स आ रहे हैं जिससे कि हर ब्रोकर एल्गो ट्रेडिंग सबको दे पाएगा. तो एल्गो ट्रेडिंग, मैनुअल ट्रेडिंग तो हट गई उसके बाद. इट विल ऑलवेज बी एल्गो मोस्ट ऑफ द फॉर द मोस्ट पार्ट. इंटेलिजेंस आज मेरी सीनियर ट्रेडर की टुवर्ड्स विद योर जूनियर एक्सपीरियंस लेट्स से हमारे में बटी हुई है. मैं व्यू बना रहा हूँ और आप उसमें थोड़ी इंटेलिजेंस लगा के स्मार्टली एग्जीक्यूट कर रहे हैं बेस्ड ऑन योर एक्सपीरियंस. आज ये हो रहा है मार्केट में कि एआई आपका काम कर पा रही है. एआई आपका काम कर पा रही है इन द सेंस, अगर मैं एआई को बोलूं, और ये यूट्रेड एल्गोस में हमारे पास है सोल्यूशन जो हम सारे पूरी मार्केट में देते हैं, जिसमें कि मैं एआई को बोलूं आज मेरा व्यू है कि बैंक निफ्टी विल बी बेरिश, उस पर कोई एल्गो बना लो, कॉल पुट कॉल स्प्रेड या बेयर कॉल स्प्रेड बना लो और इसको हेज कर लो बुल कॉल स्प्रेड से और इसको ट्रेड करने के लिए लगा दो. अगर मैं इतना बोलता हूँ तो वो आज एल्गो बना के बैक टेस्ट करके डिप्लॉय कर सकती है. एआई कैन एग्जीक्यूट विद इंटेलिजेंस. नेक्स्ट स्टेप विल बी वेरी सून, आज शायद नहीं है, कि जो भी जिस व्यू से मैंने बोला, मैंने क्यों बोला कि आज मेरा बैंक निफ्टी पे बेरिश या बुलिश व्यू है, कुछ बैंक्स में हुआ होगा, कुछ आरबीआई का हुआ होगा, कुछ ग्लोबल हुआ होगा, या सुबह हांगकांग मार्केट पहले खुल जाती है वहाँ पे कुछ हुआ होगा, बंच ऑफ थिंग्स, या डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प ने रात को कोई स्टेटमेंट दी होगी. इन चीज़ों पे जिस तरह मैं सोचता जा रहा हूँ, ये मेरे को कुछ डेटा ट्रेडिंग एआई को करनी पड़ेगी, जिसके हिसाब से इवेंचुअली एआई विल आइडेंटिफाई पैटर्न्स मच बेटर बिकॉज इट हैज़ इंटेलिजेंस वे मोर सुपीरियर एंड एंडलेस एंड टायरलेस एंड हॉलीडेलेस एंड नेवर एंडिंग देन आई डू. इट कैन आइडेंटिफाई वे मोर डेटा देन आई कैन. तो जो मैं एक्सपीरियंस से कर रहा हूँ वो एआई बहुत जल्दी पैटर्न्स भी रिकग्नाइज कर पाएगा, एग्जीक्यूशन में भी इंटेलिजेंस डाल पाएगा और एल्गो से ट्रेड कर पाएगा. सो एआई फॉर एग्जीक्यूशन इज अवेलेबल टुडे. वी आर ऑफरिंग, मेनी अदर प्लेयर्स माइट बी. एल्गो ट्रेडिंग हैज बीन देयर. एआई फॉर पैटर्न रिकग्निशन कि मार्केट में व्यू क्या है आज आपका, आज मार्केट में ये करना चाहिए या वो करना चाहिए, वो अभी आई थिंक लिमिटेड है. आई एम नॉट अवेयर कि कोई ऐसा मार्केट में सोल्यूशन है या कोई अभी एआई अवेलेबल है ऐसा, बट कुछ लोग ट्राई कर रहे हैं. आई एम अवेयर ऑफ इट. वी आर ऑल्सो ट्राइंग टू बिल्ड समथिंग. इट टेक टाइम बट इवेंचुअली एआई विल डू दैट ऑल्सो. सो इवेंचुअली जो भी आज एक ह्यूमन कर पा रहा है, एआई विल इवेंचुअली सूनर और लेटर डू, लाइक दे आर डूइंग इन मैनी अदर इंडस्ट्रीज. कंटेंट की स्पेस में कर रहे हैं, कंटेंट राइटिंग एग्जाम्पल, कोडिंग वेरी क्लासिक एग्जाम्पल. These things will be done very well with AI at a very low cost, fraction of a cost.
तो यू आर सेइंग कि आने वाले दिनों में एआई खुद से ही पैटर्न ढूंढ लेगा कब बाई करना है, कब सेल करना है, एंड कितना ट्रेड को लंबा राइड करना है.
कर सकता है इवेंचुअली. आने वाले दिन लगेंगे, महीने या साल, मैटर ऑफ टाइम. आई एम नॉट टू श्योर कब होगा, बट AI itself is growing exponentially and getting faster and smarter. Eventually, can it do it? Yes. But कहीं ना कहीं ह्यूमंस की सेव फॉर अ फोरसीएबल फ्यूचर है. इवेंचुअली देखो, पैसा तो मैं लगा रहा हूँ, सॉर्ट ऑफ बैंक अकाउंट आधार मेरे नाम पे है. until we have something else for robots also. until then आधार कार्ड, पैन कार्ड, OTP मेरे पास आ रहा है. तो फ्रेंकली इवेंचुअली कॉल आज तो मैं ले रहा हूँ. अब उस कॉल में AI कितनी इंटेलिजेंस ऐड कर सकता है, कितने पैटर्न रिकग्नाइज कर सकता है, एंड कैन माई AI बी बेटर देन योर AI? ऑफ कोर्स दैट्स अ इवॉल्विंग प्रोसेस. Eventually AI will do a lot more things, lot more intelligent things that humans are doing. And yes, eventually pattern recognition at some stage, why not? And we'll see how the world evolves when humans and AI compete, and AI need not always listen to humans.
Okay. And कुणाल, आपने एक और पॉइंट कहा था कि सेबी का पेपर आ रहा है एल्गो ट्रेडिंग पे. So can you just touch upon that कि how will that change the algo trading space, and retailers को access मिल रहा है algo trading, तो क्या change होने वाला है?
So basically 2010, 9, 10, 11 के बीच में कोलोकेशन और DMA एल्गो ट्रेडिंग अलाउ हुआ था इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टर्स को. इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टर्स वो होते हैं
Can you just touch upon co-location also?
हाँ, यस. सो इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टर्स पहले मैं बताता हूँ, जो फंड मैनेजर्स होते हैं, जैसे आपके म्यूचुअल फंड मैनेजर्स हैं या फॉरेन फंड मैनेजर्स हैं, जो बहुत ज़्यादा मिलियन बिलियन डॉलर्स मैनेज करते हैं. उन सबको पहले 2008 तक इंडिया में मैनुअली ही ट्रेड डालने पड़ते थे थ्रू देयर ब्रोकर्स. फिर उनके लिए DMA अलाउ हुआ, फिर उनके लिए एल्गो ट्रेडिंग अलाउ हुई. 2008, 9, 10, 11 के टाइम है ये रफली, मैं एग्जैक्टली नहीं पिन पॉइंट कर रहा. फिर NSE ने सबसे पहले लॉन्च किया समथिंग कॉल्ड कोलोकेशन. कोलोकेशन मीन्स कि जब एल्गो ट्रेडिंग अलाउ हो गई है तो ट्रेड अब ऑटोमेटिकली हो रहे हैं. अब ट्रेड जब आपके ऑटोमेटिकली हो रहे हैं तो अब एक्सचेंज के जितना पास हैं उतना फास्ट आपको मार्केट डेटा आएगा, उतना फास्ट आपका एल्गो कैन रिएक्ट टू द मार्केट प्राइस एंड वॉल्यूम एंड ट्रेड इन द मार्केट. तो इसके लिए NSE ने एक फैसिलिटी इंट्रोड्यूस की थी कॉल्ड कोलोकेशन, जो रेगुलेशन ने सपोर्ट की थी. कोलोकेशन में ये होता है, NSE का सर्वर अगर इस बिल्डिंग में है BKC में, उसके साथ वाली ही बिल्डिंग में या सेम बिल्डिंग में उन्होंने रैक्स दे दिए ब्रोकर्स को, फंड मैनेजर्स को, जिसने भी लेने, इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टर्स, ट्रेडर्स को, जिसमें वो अपनी एल्गोज होस्ट कर सकते हैं और एक्सचेंज के बहुत पास आ जाते हैं. तो जो ट्रेडिंग लेटेंसी थी बिटवीन द टाइम एक ब्रोकर को मार्केट प्राइस आ रही है और वो ऑर्डर डाल पा रहे हैं, इसके राउंड ट्रिप में मिली सेकेंड से सेकेंड्स लगते थे. बिकॉज ऑफ कोलोकेशन दिस टाइम बिकेम माइक्रो सेकेंड्स. सो एक सेकेंड में आई बिलीव 1000 मिली सेकेंड होते हैं, एक मिली सेकेंड में 1000 माइक्रो सेकेंड्स होते हैं. तो बाय ए फ्रैक्शन द प्राइस, द लेटेंसी इम्प्रूव्ड. उससे फिर हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी ट्रेडिंग, कुछ ऐसी चीज़ें इंट्रोड्यूस हुई जो कि बहुत बहुत लो लेटेंसी पर ही पॉसिबल हैं. आपके पास फास्ट डेटा आ रहा है, आप फास्ट रिएक्ट कर रहे हैं. तो हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी ट्रेडिंग का मतलब यही है. हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी मीन्स कि आपके बहुत ज़्यादा ट्रेड्स हैं, फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ ट्रेड्स इज हायर, द प्रॉफिट पर ट्रेड माइट बी वेरी स्मॉल, माइट बी 1 tick, माइट बी 5 पैसा, माइट बी वेरी स्मॉल अमाउंट, बट इफ यू डू crores ऑफ सच ट्रेड्स it makes sense. And it can only be done with technology. So first, exchange has to be automated, exchange matching engine has to be automated, you need to be co-located, you need to be next to the exchange, and then you can do all this. This is what high frequency is, high frequency trading is. So ये co-location 2010-11 में इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ था, आई बिलीव. अगेन, इससे भी जिन लोगों ने जल्दी टेक्नोलॉजी को अडॉप्ट किया वो ज़्यादा ग्रो करे हैं. पर ये सब चीज़ें रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स के लिए अभी तक अवेलेबल नहीं थी, स्पेशली एल्गो ट्रेडिंग एज सच. वो ग्रे एरिया में थी कहीं ना कहीं कुछ सालों से. और 2020 में हमने देखा कि सिंस कोविड रिटेल इन्वेस्टर ट्रेडर वॉल्यूम वेंट अप बाय 40 times, स्पेशली इन प्रोडक्ट्स लाइक ऑप्शंस एंड अदर्स. तो उसमें काफ़ी लोग ग्रे एरिया में एल्गो ट्रेडिंग कर रहे थे, नहीं कर रहे थे या क्या कर रहे थे. तो इसमें फिर 2-3 साल से कंसल्टेशन चल रहा था कुछ, और फाइनली आई बिलीव सेबी का जनवरी में कोई पेपर था जिसमें उन्होंने कहा कि अगस्त से वी हैव टू मेक दिस लाइव. अ रिटेल इन्वेस्टर ट्रेडर कैन गेट एक्सेस टू एल्गोस, एवरी ब्रोकर कैन ऑफर एल्गोस इफ दे चूज, एंड द एल्गो विल हैव टू बी डन बाय एन एम्पैनल्ड वेंडर ऑफ द एक्सचेंज. सो जैसे NSE BSE पे स्टॉक एक्सचेंजेस पे एम्पैनल्ड वेंडर्स होते हैं, जिनमें से यूट्रेड भी एक वेंडर है. ऑन एंड एवरी एल्गो हैज़ टू बी प्री अप्रूव्ड. एल्गो का लॉजिक पहले एक्सचेंज से अप्रूवल लेना पड़ेगा. और अगर एल्गो के लॉजिक में मान लीजिए आपके जैसा कोई इंडिविजुअल आके फंड मैनेजर या कोई इन्फ्लुएंसर आके कहता है जी हम मेरे को एल्गो बनानी आती है, आई वांट टू रोल इट आउट टू द क्लाइंट्स, तो आपको रजिस्टर्ड इन्वेस्टमेंट एडवाइज़र बनना पड़ेगा विद सेबी, जिससे कि ये सारी चीज़ रेगुलेशन में आ जाए. 1-2 साल पहले तक प्रॉब्लम क्या हो रही थी कि काफ़ी ये अनरेगुलेटेड चल रहा था. तो कोई भी प्लेटफॉर्म आके एल्गो ट्रेडिंग ऑफर करता था, दे वुड ऑफर मिस ऑफर या मिस सेल द रिटर्न्स एट्सेट्रा विच आर नॉट ऑलवेज पॉसिबल. तो उसके चक्कर में रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स एंडेड अप लूजिंग एट टाइम्स. सो ये रेगुलेशन से अगस्त में रिटेल इन्वेस्टर ट्रेडर can get access to all algos, they can build all algos, they can use all algos, they can subscribe to all algos, and individuals like yourself and many others can come and offer their algos, but in a regulated way. So registered investment advisor, empaneled vendor, approved algos, and regulated brokers, all this combined makes it more predictable and better and safer place for retail to use algos basically. So this is happening from August 2025.
Okay, so what are your views? ये जो चेंज आ रहा है, बिकॉज एल्गो ट्रेडिंग इज ऑलरेडी पिकिंग अप, राइट? सो आने वाले दिनों में हाउ दिस चेंज रिटेल स्पेस में कितना बड़ा चेंज आएगा? एंड डू यू थिंक एज अ रिटेलर, लाइक बिकॉज आई कैन ओनली सब्सक्राइब टू एल्गोज, राइट? बट कैन अ रिटेलर बिल्ड हिज ओन एल्गोज एंड डिप्लॉय?
सो आई थिंक नंबर वन, जब से ये एल्गो ट्रेडिंग 2010-11 से आई है, तब से सारी इंस्टीट्यूशनल ट्रेडिंग, इंस्टीट्यूशनल ब्रोकर जो फंड मैनेजर्स की ट्रेडिंग है, आई एम गेसिंग, देयर इज नो डेटा विद मी राइट नाउ, बट आई बिलीव व्हाट आई अंडरस्टैंड फ्रॉम द मार्केट, 99% ऑफ दैट ट्रेडिंग गोज थ्रू एल्गो, ऑल इंस्टीट्यूशनल ट्रेडिंग. जो सेकेंड बिग चंक ऑफ द मार्केट है, दैट इज़ रिटेल. रिटेल में अभी बहुत कम ट्रेडिंग है जो एल्गो पे जाती है. तो इसलिए आज का जो टेंटेटिव नंबर है, अबाउट 60% ऑफ इंडियन ट्रेडिंग गोज थ्रू एल्गोस. आफ्टर दिस चेंज इन ऑगस्ट, if you have to ask me, in 1 or 2 years, I think 90 plus all trading in India will happen, 90% plus will go to algos. Algo could be again very simple कि मैंने 1 लाख रिलायंस शेयर नहीं लेने फंड मैनेजर की तरह, मैंने सिर्फ 1000 लेने हैं. बट 1000 में भी मैं चाहता हूँ कि मैं बेस्ट बिड बनकर बैठूँ. Why do I cross the spread and pay the market price or the limit price or pay the spread? I can always be the best bid. Let somebody pick me. Always get a better execution. तो execution algos इस तरह की एक छोटा सा एग्जाम्पल ले रहा हूँ. या ऑर्डर ऑन टाइम एक स्ट्रैटेजी होती है कि आपने सुबह 9:15 बजे ही ऑर्डर जाएगा या 9:30 पे ही जाएगा. ऑप्शंस होती हैं एसएमई स्टॉक्स में, तो उस टाइम पर भेजना है. आज मैं स्क्रीन पे बैठ के नहीं भेज सकता, उस टाइम पे क्लिक करता हूँ, ऑर्डर नहीं जाता. तो इस तरह की बेसिक एग्जीक्यूशन एल्गोस विल बी अवेलेबल टू एवरीवन. सो मोस्ट ऑफ द फ्लो विल गो टू एल्गोस एंड रिटेलर विल बेनिफिट फ्रॉम दिस. अब रिटेल को अगर स्ट्रैटेजी बनानी है, कोई एल्गो करनी है, एक तो है कि उनका व्यू क्लियर है कि मैंने रिलायंस का शेयर लेना है, 10 साल के लिए लेना है. So it doesn't matter, they don't have a strategy, they just need better execution. सेकेंड है कि मुझे ट्रेडिंग करनी है, मुझे रिलायंस लेके टाटा मोटर्स शॉर्ट करना है, या मुझे TCS लेके इन्फोसिस बेचना है. उसमें जो ट्रेडिंग के लिए एल्गोरिदम कोई बनती है या स्ट्रैटेजी बनती है, उसके लिए उनको हेल्प लगेगी AI की. Without AI, it will be hard for them to analyze the data, to look at get all the data, run a Python script, figure out whether it will work or not. So उसमें हमारा जो AI सोल्यूशन है यूट्रेड एल्गोस में, उसमें हम इक्विटीज़ AI साथ में दे रहे हैं, जिसमें कि यू कैन कम अप विद एनी स्ट्रैटेजी. आप सोचिए कुछ भी, कि जैसे एग्जांपल टेक सेक्टर में एवरेज PE मल्टीपल 30-40 होता है, 30 होता है लेट्स से. सो जब भी PE मल्टीपल 15% इससे ऊपर जा रहा है किसी स्टॉक का,
ठीक है, उसको
सेल कर दो. जिसका 15% नीचे आ रहा है उसको बाय कर दो, एज्यूमिंग कि उनका मिनिमम मार्केट कैप $1 बिलियन है. ठीक है. सो एग्जांपल इन्फोसिस का 25 पे आ गया PE मल्टीपल, TCS का 35 पे चला गया. यू शॉर्ट TCS, यू गो लॉन्ग इन्फोसिस. द थ्योरी आई हैव मे हैव एज एन एग्जाम्पल इज कि मीन रिवर्जन से वापस 30 के आसपास आएंगे.
ठीक है. देन
माई ट्रेड विल मेक मनी. ठीक है. सो अब ये स्ट्रैटेजी आज एज अ रिटेल आई कैन नॉट पुट इट इन मार्केट. एज एन इंडिविजुअल इन्वेस्टर आई कैन नॉट पुट इट इन मार्केट, बिकॉज मेरे को सारा डेटा लेना पड़ेगा NSE से या किसी ब्रोकर से, एक्सेल में डालना पड़ेगा, डेटाबेस में स्क्रिप्ट्स रन करनी पड़ेंगी वगैरह वगैरह. बट AI से जो अब हम सोल्यूशन दे रहे हैं यूट्रेड एल्गोस में, उसमें आज आप ये विद इन फ्यू सेकेंड्स यू कैन हैव दिस एल्गो अप एंड रनिंग विद बैक टेस्टिंग, एवरीथिंग डन.
सो यू आर सेइंग सिर्फ मुझे जैसे चैट GPT में हम लिखते हैं
yes.
कि मुझे ये स्ट्रैटेजी बनानी, मुझे सिर्फ इतना लिखना है, एंड ये स्ट्रैटेजी भी बना लेगा, उसको बैक टेस्ट भी कर लेगा, एंड वी कैन ऑटोमेट दिस ऑल्सो.
फ्यूचर बाय सेल फॉर्म of a platform is a chat GPT like interface in which you talk in English. People love talking in English.
Yes.
Think about all the chats they do, especially millennials. They are on WhatsApp all the time. They may not be able to have a face-to-face conversation because of social issues and other issues, which is a different challenge altogether. But thanks to social media, everyone loves chatting. With the chat, if you get intelligent responses, and if I put this as my formula or my strategy, and AI interface of a broker or of a platform like Utrade gives me an answer, okay, this is the strategy, this is the backtest button, this is deploy. Straightforward. I'll always do that. Yes. So they will get a lot of intelligence done. They'll not have to worry about learning the call put. They'll not have to worry about payoff curves, margin, risk, span, this, that. They can just talk to AI, get simple responses, get it done. Yes, this is very likely to happen.
Okay, so this is basically the future of trading?
Yes.
Or would I say it's already happening?
It's already happening. Slow but surely. Utrade Algos has launched it in US. Robinhood has launched something similar for investing. Lot of people are going to come up with this, and that's how. जैसे 10 साल पहले था, मोबाइल ऐप सबके पास नहीं थी. आज मोबाइल ऐप के बिना no broker can exist.
Yes.
Right? 10 साल पहले discount broking was not accepted or not the norm. Today discount broking is the pricing, is the norm. Even the big banks have moved to discount broking. So this way, next 5 years max, everything will be AI, everything will be a chat interface, everything will be super smart, super intelligent, and it will evolve from investing, trading, and wealth will all converge. The algo, the AI will figure out based on your market watch, based on your holdings, what's happening in the stocks, and then start giving you inputs and signals rather than a dealer calling you. And it will be a pop-up, Reliance share you're holding, there's something happening, you want to buy more or sell more or whatever. That's how it's going to go. So AI will drive all of this, like every other industry.
So you're saying it's not a matter of if, but it's a matter of when.
Yes. And I'm giving it 5 years, 2030 within this decade. I think everyone will be on this.
Okay. So you are saying that AI itself will become an advisor sort of, that it will, looking at my portfolio, give me advices what stocks I'm holding, whether should I sell.
Yeah.
Okay. One more question to that, like AI and machine learning have been used quite interchangeably. What exactly machine learning is?
So machine learning is a subset of AI. AI is a smart human-like intelligence which can do many things. Machine learning focuses on a subset of a problem, but just does that and then learns from the data and doesn't add a human-like intelligence beyond a point. So as an example, you might have heard in late 90s or early 2000, IBM had something called a Deep Blue computer which beat Gary Kasparov in chess. That was machine learning. It learned all the chess moves, all the games ever played, and it could predict and do things, right? But it never evolved from that chess to play another game, let's say Sudoku or any other game. It just did that. Machine learning dedicated on some data-driven things. Whereas the AI we see now since ChatGPT 2022 launch is now very generalized human-like intelligence. So today as a kid, you grow up, you learn cricket, you automatically pick up baseball also, or you pick up football also, because they're somewhat, you take the context around. So this is more context, human-like intelligence is AI. Machine learning is a subset focused on some data-driven learning without coding. Basically, that's what machine learning is. So machine learning is just a small subset. It used to matter until AI came along. Now it doesn't matter. Machine learning will just be a part of this.
So machine learning is basically a part of AI itself.
Yes.
And Kunal, as a retailer, like you are saying that in years to come, AI and algorithmic trading will completely take over. Already 60% of the volumes are done through algos, and which will, in the years to come, will be almost more than 90% will happen through algos. So the retail trader, if I want to start my journey, I have a non-tech background, I don't know coding, I don't know anything about programming. How do I start this journey so that in the years to come, I can also compete with people who are using algos?
So first of all, I think in time you'll have to learn less and less. Just like if you were in Mumbai 15 years ago, you would have had to know, if you're driving in Mumbai, you would have had to know which flyover to take, where to get off, what the exit to take, etc. But today with Google Maps, you don't worry, your car figures it out, or your mobile will give you the directions. You may never know the directions from your home to your office at all. You don't need to. So same way, if you're a retail investor or trader starting your journey today, you can skip the basics also. You can skip the basics that, let's say you're an option trader. Today, an option trader would know what is a call, what is a put, how do you make the combinations, what are the payoff curves, what are the margin requirements, what is the span margin, what is the cost of trading, etc., etc. They have to remember and learn all these things because they play a part of your trading. Today, if I'm starting option trading, I don't need to worry about any of this. I just need to have a view in the morning. I'm bullish Nifty. Make me a strategy. It says, okay, I make you this strategy. Okay, hedge it in case the market goes the other way. It'll hedge it. AI will do everything. So frankly, you'll have to remember and learn less and less, just like with Google Maps as an example. So frankly, if you're starting today, you just need to learn how to get the best AI, how to, backtest and basic things. The details of trading, risk, details of coding, Python or anything, I don't think any human will need to learn anymore. I think machines are going to do it better, faster, cheaper. So frankly, you can skip all that today.
So I don't need to learn programming. I just need to be able to give better inputs to the AI engine.
Yes. Learn to work with AI better, faster, smarter. That's all you need. And that comes with a little bit of usage, experience, etc. In time, you'll get there, yes. But
okay, and see, currently you said that a lot of institutions are already using algos. So the retail trader, if I'm moving towards AI-based trading or algorithmic trading, do you think as a retailer, is it possible to compete with these big institutions with just like putting some normal inputs, or I need to know something different?
So, I think AI is here to democratize intelligence. What it means is today, if there's a fund manager at Kotak, I'm taking Kotak as an example, it's coming to me, Kotak or HDFC, the fund manager will have access to Bloomberg, they will have access to a lot of analysts, they'll have a lot of sell-side broker analysts who are giving them reports and data and information, etc. Based on that, the Kotak fund manager with their experience is making a big call that my portfolio should have 1,000 crores in Reliance or 2,000 crores in Tata Motors or something. They have access to all this information, intelligence at a very expensive cost. It costs them crores of rupees to get all this. Whereas a retail investor individual like me may have access to no intelligence beyond a point. I just get Google News, right? Or I read Times of India, which come on Economic Times a day later when something has happened. With AI, the difference of intelligence and processing and analytics and insights that a fund manager has and that I have will be reduced to dramatically zero eventually. It may take time. Fund managers may say, oh, I know the management, I know this, I know that. Surely, maybe they add some value. But eventually, at $20 per month, I can get access to very similar intelligence using AI. So frankly, if anything, AI is here to help retail investors and traders become more like institutional investors and traders at a very low additional fraction of a cost. So it will certainly help the retail market, I think.
Okay, so as a retailer, I think AI, the boom in trading will definitely benefit the retailer.
Yes.
And it will change the way they are currently trading.
Correct.
One more follow-up question to that, we have seen a lot of black swans happening over the years. Can AI also help in predicting those black swan, or is it not suitable to predict market scenarios?
So, little hard for now to foresee that. Eventually, at some point, yes, it's possible. The problem with the market is that markets are not always rational. Markets have a lot of sentiments built in. And now with Algo, AI, humans, institutions, retail, so many different participants looking at it, coming at it differently, it will make it maybe a little more complex than not. So it may be a little hard as of now for me to foresee that AI can predict the black swan events. They will keep happening for sure. That's how the world has evolved. That's how capitalism works. But eventually someday when you have like what they call after AI, you have AGI and ASI, which is like super intelligence, which can see everything through godlike intelligence. It can figure everything out before it happens. Someday, possibly, technically it's possible, I think. But in the near future, short term, mid term, I don't see it happening yet. I think it's way too complex for now.
Okay, and Kunal, there was a SEBI report which says that 90% traders do not make money right? And the major reasons for that are that it's emotions come in, they do not follow rules. With the advent of this machine learning, AI in trading, what do you think in the future? Like, will retailers be like this number is going to improve? That like more retailers will be successful. What are your thoughts on that?
Definitely. I think algo trading alone, without even AI, when allowed for retail investors and traders, will certainly help in improve their chances or reduce their losses. So, number one, in the report where it said that 90% retail traders lose money, number one, it does take into account that most of the losses go towards funding the exchange cost and the regulatory costs, the STT, the various transaction charges, right? Number one, which is here and it will likely stay. Number two, people lose money because of the first example I had given of the simplest trade, that they get emotional about their positions and they hold on for too long, right? Certainly, if they were to use algos, their losses may be reduced, shall be reduced, and they are likely to not be 90%, but maybe a bit less than 90%. Now, does it become 70% or 80%? We don't know. But just understand this, in the whole world, whether you go to I'm probably taking a wrong example, casino, or whether you go to Dream 11, most retail always lose money.
Yes.
That is primarily driven by their sentiments. Algos, if anything, are removing the sentiments or reducing them to a large extent. So algos definitely help. AI with that level of intelligence access available to them, if they can learn to use it well, surely they will lose less. So I hope it is a brighter future for the retail investors and traders in the future. When algo trading is accessible to them, AI gives them a lot more data and intelligence and access. I think they should hopefully in the next few years lose less and less and maybe make more and more.
Okay, but okay, so now we spoke about the benefits of AI, right? I want to know what are the challenges that like you are facing or someone would face if they want to train an AI model for trading. What are the challenges? Could be price data, could be curve fitting.
So I think challenges, frankly, because of the global investment going into the AI platforms. So think about every year now they're looking at hundreds of billions of dollars going into AI platforms like OpenAI, Cursor, so many others. I think those platforms make AI access very cheap for an individual who's trying to use it, or a company like ours who's trying to use it. There is challenge is just time for taken into learning how to train the AI. The biggest thing humans have to learn is how to interact with AI. The way I'm speaking with you may not be the same way I'll speak with an AI.
Yes.
In some sense, because AI is more logical, more machine driven, it has lesser filters, it is smarter, better at interpreting things. So I just have to find time into training AI into the things I know, and then let it also expand its horizon and learn beyond what I know, because surely there's a lot more than I know. So challenge is just humans and AI and data aligning together, but it's not an insurmountable challenge. It is a manageable thing. I think it'll fall in place. Not a big challenge. It will be there. It is here to stay, and it is here to change the course of humanity for sure, including financial markets.
Okay, and one example which comes to my mind is what happened with Knight Capital. Like they had some algo error, and that like basically the company went bankrupt. So I want to with like a lot of technology development happening, there's also a flip side. There are a lot of challenges also to it. So what are the risks you see of using AI in algorithmic trading? Does the human intervention needs to be there, or it can be completely automated?
So it's just like, first of all, these challenges remain with technology. If technology is deployed appropriately and smartly, it can help reduce these challenges and increase them. But surely a misdeployment or a wrong coding or a wrong input can trigger certain scenarios, and that is possible. But I think if you have a strong risk management, so what is a risk management? A broker goes to an exchange and says, this is my margin, let's say 100 crore rupees. I'm willing to lose no more than 100 crores ever. Me as a client, I go to the broker, I say, this is my margin to you, 1 crore, and I'm willing to lose nothing more than 1 crore. Then I have 10 clients from whom I've borrowed, and each of them says 10 lakh each, this is my margin to you. Now, as long as the stop losses are met, the triggers are met, the risk management is met, the trades are done only within the defined framework, I think it's manageable risk. with more and more technology, of course, the number of trades will increase, the number of situations may increase, and some black swan event may appear. But as long as the risk management is equally done with AI, so we don't have to think about just the investor or the trader getting access to AI, but also the surveillance at exchange or regulator level, the risk management at exchange or surveillance or the regulator level. All those will have to have a portion of AI. They will have to use AI to identify any potential challenges, any potential manipulations in the market, etc. So AI will have to be used everywhere, and it is available, it is accessible, only $20 a month. It's peanuts. Everyone can and should use it. AI, make it your friend. It is there to help everyone. Eventually, I think it will reduce the scenarios like Night Capital, which happened.
Yes.
Because Night Capital scenario was actually
Can you just elaborate on what actually happened with
So Night Capital, it was a fund in US. It lost about $600 million in about 45 minutes or so. So what happened was they had deployed a new version of their trading software one of the days. And when they deployed, the deployment had some issue in which the fill from the exchange was not coming back. So let's say I send an order to the exchange, buy me this Microsoft stock for $100, $1,000. It never sent the fill back because the fill message was not appropriately interpreted by the machine. But the algo knew that I have to buy this stock. It kept on sending buy orders, ignoring the fills. Eventually, it ended up buying so much that the price went against it, and when it went to hedge, and it was not Microsoft share, it was something else, whatever they were trading. So they had a misdeployment of a software upgrade in which the fills were missed. And because the fills were missed, it kept on trading until they were down $600 million in positions, or it took them long to square off their position that they didn't want to hold. Something like that had happened. That was in 2009, I believe, long ago. But yes, such scenarios keep happening. In India also it's happened a bunch of times. But I think if anything, AI, more than AI, trading itself, rules themselves, risk management, machine learning, AI, algo trading, everything can be enhanced to use technology. Just like, would you have flown 100 years ago on a plane? Today, everyone flies on a plane. There's always a risk. 1 in a million plane also goes down.
Yes.
1 in a million or a billion, right? Unfortunate, but it happens. So surely, it's one of those things which is here to help us. As long as we can manage the risk reasonably well and focus enough on it, I think such scenarios are avoidable to a large extent. But periodically, once in a while, they still will happen in some sense, and we just have to minimize the damage.
Okay. And one question which comes to my mind is, like we talk about these high frequency trading firms making a lot of profits and even winning rates close to 100%. So as a retail player, like it's not possible because you need co-location, a lot of things are there. But in the future, as a retailer, can I get access to high frequency trading? And I would also like to know from you that what actually happens in a high frequency trading? How are they making so much money by so frequent trading?
So first of all, let me bust two myths here. Number one, some retail investors have that algo trading always makes money. If retail investors lose money somewhere, they feel, oh, it's the algo on the other side. It's not always the case. Algos don't always make money. Algos execute what a trader has in mind.
Yes.
Now, that execution can be a little faster. Can be done instead of you doing manually on 10 option strikes using an algo, you can do 100 or 1000. But that's it. You can just scale. But eventually the call is yours. The view is yours, and the view can go wrong and does go wrong, and people lose money also. Not all algos by definition make money. Algos help you execute better, cheaper, faster. That's number one. Same thing applies to HFT also. Not all HFTs make money all the time. Many high frequency trading firms make money for a year, for 2, for 3. But then their strategies change, market scenarios change, cost structures change, microstructures change, investor types changes, etc., etc., etc. With those changes, not all HFTs are always making money. Most HFTs actually do not make as much money.
Okay.
This is, people always look at the one winner.
Yeah.
If you have to look at the Indian startup ecosystem, you will say Flipkart was sold for 16 billion. The company that never made profit. But they just found a seller at a price. Snapdeal was higher valued than them at some point, but never found a seller, never could scale, never built anything after a point.
Yes.
So nobody talks of Snapdeal. Everyone will talk of Flipkart. So we humans have a habit of talking about the winners. So for every Zerodha as a broker succeeding in discount, there are hundreds who did not.
Yes.
Right? Timing, execution, gut, a lot of things matter. Same with HFT. I'll tell you what HFT is. I'll try to explain in a few seconds. First of all, you get very close to the exchange. You are in co-location. Then in the co-location on your server, you program something either on a lower level programming language like C++, C, or you would code on these days on the FPGA programming, which is essentially you code in the hardware itself. The chip itself, you are coding on the chip transistor levels just to achieve the fastest latency, the lowest latency. The latency in C++ program will be around few microseconds. If you code it on a chip or FPGA, the latency drops to nanoseconds. So surely you get faster.
Yeah.
The theory is faster you are, better you are likely to be. That's number one. FPGA having achieved that speed, what do they do? What they do is, exchange sends something called tick by tick data. What is a tick by tick data? Let's say in a Reliance share, there are millions of orders coming in a second at NSE. If not millions, at least hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands. Somebody's buying a share, somebody's selling a share, somebody's modifying a price, blah, blah, blah. As an exchange, NSE, BSE will be able to put the snapshot data once or twice a second, which is 500 milliseconds. An FPGA firm, or HFT firm, using FPGA kind of programming or HFT kind of programming, they will be putting together the market data every few microseconds or nanoseconds. So they will know the market picture before everybody else does. All the retail and institutions do, HFT knows before. And they are predicting the next tick.
Okay.
They will say, let's say the order book pressure, this is a bid and the ask. The next price will go like this, volume will go like this or like this. Accordingly, they are predicting that this price will be one tick higher or one tick lower.
Okay.
They are predicting this based on machine learning and a lot of other things. They use something called TensorFlow, which is one of the intelligence machine learning programs. And now they might be using ChatGPTs and building their own LLMs, large language models by Llama, which was open source. So they are always at the cutting edge of technology, trying to predict faster and better where the market is going and taking positions like that. They don't always get it right. If I predict the next tick will be higher and I put my buy price there or sell price there, but it goes lower, then the whole game they play is one tick up, one tick down, they book their profits and get out. Okay. They predict, they book, they're out. This happens in nanoseconds. So thousands of times, tens of thousands of times every second they are doing this. Up, down, predict, be the fastest, in and out. Okay. On any symbol. And then they will keep tracking it, daily data, where they made money, where they lost money, then realigning their strategy. Their strategy may work for Nifty today, they may work for some stocks today, but not all stocks. It may or may not work on futures. And how they predict is where the intelligence of those quants is. They have like very good PhD level quants generally who are coding, identifying patterns, etc., etc. Now this is what HFT is. Some HFTs strike gold. They figure out the strategy, it works for a year or two, they make $1 billion a year, it comes in the press, everyone thinks HFT makes money. Not all HFTs make the same money every year. The same HFT that made a lot of money last year did not make money this year. I know them personally. Okay. They did not. They are now losing and now they're trying to figure out what happened. Because all strategies don't work forever. It is something we talk spiritually also. Everything in life is temporary. Nothing is permanent. So no strategy makes money forever. Same for HFT. Bunch of HFTs which become famous. They pay their employees well, traders well, programmers well. Those become famous and get the headlines. But not all of them make money all the time. And some of them make money sometime, but not consistently. So this is what HFT is. HFT is trying to be the fastest. And the game is this. So there's a story I can just briefly tell as an analogy. So there are two people in a jungle. They hear the voice of a lion. One of them starts wearing shoes. The other says, why are you wearing shoes? You can't outrun the lion. He says, yeah, but I need to outrun you. Yes. So as long as you're a little smarter or faster than the other one, and your strategy, logic, prediction, logic works, you will make money. And they're always fighting and trying, and it's a open market. Anyone can try that. So that's what HFT is. And they don't always make money, just like algos don't always make money. I mean, everyone you would for sure know a lot of people between 2021 and 23 who made money, but did not in 24.
Yes.
Markets change, and today it's a different market. Arbitrage volumes have suddenly dried up because the cost of trading has changed. So things change all the time. You have to reinvent yourself. But HFTs have made some good money in the last 2-3 years. So has everyone else.
Yes.
Why? Because the volumes have gone up 50 times. If in your market grows by 50x, NSE grew, Zerodha grew, lot of algo brokers grew, a lot of traders grew, everyone made money. Yes. But now, since last 6 months, the world is looking different, right? But yeah, it's evolving situation.
Thanks, Kunal, for highlighting and giving a perspective about HFT and breaking the misconception that all HFTs do not make money, because there's a misconception that HFT firms generally never have a losing trade. So, like you mentioned about HFT, one thought that I'm thinking is like there's very much less known about Jim Simmons and how he made money. So, do you have any perspective on that? Like what his firm Renaissance Technology used to do, and how are they able to beat the market so consistently?
I don't know them personally. I've heard of them in the press as much as you have. So it's a really second-hand knowledge, and I don't like to talk about second-hand knowledge, because then it's interpretation of something else I've read in the media. So frankly, they must have been just consistent, focused on risk, focused on getting few things right, and they made, I believe, more than what Warren Buffett made, like 30-40% year-on-year compounding for number of decades, I believe. Yes. I do not have any insights exactly what they got right. I'd love to know also. Someday if you can get someone from them, I would love to hear it.
There's a book by Gregory Zuckerman, the man who solved the markets. Okay. But I also don't have any other insights about it. One final question. As a retail trader, like who's already trading in the market since many years, I have a discretionary strategy and that is making me money. What should I do? Should I be scared of this AI wave? What should I do to adapt myself?
So my view is, can I give you my view from Gita? You can only do the action. You can never be attached with the result, the outcome. So basically work with it as long as it works. Keep learning new things, keep evolving. If it doesn't work one day, you'll have to move. It'll happen. For sure it'll happen. Now whether it happens in a day or in 10 years, I have no idea. But no strategy works forever.
Yes.
Surely. So no point being scared, I guess. Embrace it. Look for more strategies. Use AI to make more such strategies, because AI can do it in seconds. What might have taken you days, weeks, months, years in learning trading, programming, implementation, backtesting, etc., etc. Now you can do within seconds on Utrade Algos and many other platforms like that, which would come up. So make more strategies. Make AI your friend. Find 10 more like that.
So I'm a retailer and you are saying I can make my strategy on Utrade. So if I want to start from tomorrow, if I want to make a strategy on Utrade, do I have the access to it? How does it work? So
go to utradealgos.com. We have an app also. Download, do the eKYC basic things. And then once you have an account, you can make... So we give some inbuilt strategies called Utrade Originals. You can choose to deploy money on them and use AI to figure out which one to deploy on what day. So AI can tell you, let's say you have 50 lakh rupees or 20 lakh rupees of margin money. You can say that allocate across these strategies, keeping in mind that Nifty, so it's mainly options focused inbuilt strategies, keeping in mind that Nifty might be flat today or might be bearish or might be directional or volatile or whatever. Give some inputs, do the allocation, and you can deploy using AI. Second, you want to build your own algo. You say, my view is this, I want to build my own algo with entry points, exit points, strike price, etc., etc. You can say again, Nifty I'm bullish or not bullish or bearish. It will make you some call put combinations using AI. It's called Strategy Builder. And now coming soon in the next month or so is the equities AI, in which in equities you can come up with anything. So find me fundamentally strong companies in small cap pharma. Because you believe that something is about to change in pharma or motor or in the automobile space, because the government is very pro EV vehicles today, or government is pro infrastructure. So find me infrastructure companies across the country in small cap or mid cap with minimum 100 million, with low debt, with this, with that, and they will identify. They'll do the whole screening for you, give you the 3-4 companies and tell why it's good. What's the promoter score? So it'll come up with new parameters on its own, and then you can debate and then just do it. So it's like a free financial advisor, analyst to everyone. That's what AI is giving you. So things like that, all available in Utrade, and over time, I'm sure the whole world would offer this or such things. And yeah, it's very simple. It's good time to be a retail investor trader in Indian markets. The markets are deep, big. So yeah, so using AI, it's very simple to start, and using Utrade, you can benefit with the AI that comes embedded. It's not easy today to go to ChatGPT and ask questions beyond a point, because they haven't necessarily trained it on local data, or they don't understand certain things, those platforms. So we have customized different AI versions into a single chatbot interface within Utrade. Using a mobile app or a laptop, you can just interact with it and get all the smart answers back, and get a free advisor, analyst, fund manager for you.
Okay, so you are saying using so as a retailer, I'm familiar about ChatGPT, but ChatGPT has restrictions when it comes to financial markets. So I can come on Utrade. If I don't know anything, I can use the already Utrade original algos, and amongst these algos also, which ones to deploy, I can ask them based on my view. It will automatically select.
Yes.
If not, if I want to create something of my own, I just need to give them inputs, and it will automatically create a strategy that can be automatically deployed in the markets.
Correct. So you can select the strategy, select the symbol, select the amount. You can backtest, see the payoff curve, see the cost of trading, and deploy. Yes, all of that is possible.
Okay.
And it's for investors and traders both. So it covers equities, options, every product that's on Indian exchange.
Okay. And you mentioned about equities also, that in days to come, AI, like you are adding the equity part also, where I just need to give parameters at which are the top gainers for last years, what are patterns between them, and AI itself will help me identify those and make me better, make me get informed decisions.
So it does screening for you. It will do the analysis for you, and then you can by interacting with it, just like you would with a friend, co-investor, co-friend, or fund manager, like you would discuss, or wealth manager, you can discuss with it in English, and within seconds you have all the answers, and then you can make your decision.
Okay, so ending on this note, so what I can summarize is, it's not a matter of if, but it's a matter of when. As a retail trader, this algorithmic trading wave, this AI in trading is something that you'll have to adapt. And congratulations to Kunal on building something that is actually going to help the retailers. So I would request, like, you can just check Utrade Algos and figure out if that helps you in your trading. And thank you, Kunal, for taking out time and sharing your insights with us.
Sure. Thanks. Happy to be here. Thank you.